sure. All right. It was awesome. So like just the amount of people that we had that were there all day. All right. So it was really cool. We won the overall for the whole thing. We won all the kids' side, and we got third on both the adult sides. And honestly, one more point we would have been second. A couple of surprising matches, we probably would have been first. Even with only 10 people competing. So we did pretty well overall. I'm going to work on different things this week that I saw in the tournament. We're going to work on some stuff from half guard today, and then some just defensive things to think about. So we'll still play half guard today, but I'm going to be in half guard whether I pulled there or whether I just got there. And then my opponent's going to get to my head. Like, you can't play half guard if he has your head. You just can't play it. Okay? So we have to figure out what do we do. All right? But I saw multiple people on the adult side be in that scenario. Okay? So we'll talk about that today. All right? I'll use Jeff. So I'm just going to be in half guard position here. Right? It can be a shield, right? Or it can be low, doesn't matter. I'm going to play it more like a Z guard today, just to highlight it defensively. Okay? So I'm more on his hip. Just got pressure on his hip here, and I'm framing, right? When I'm in this position, right? So say I shoot, I come in here, look where my head's at. He's whizzering. That could be problem number one. Problem number two is look at where my head is. It's right here. This is not good. If I stay here, I'm not doing anything. Okay? So when he gets to this, right? He's here. I need to get my hand in here. Right? I need to get my knee back in the scenario. We're going to do this, and then we're going to get a sweep out of it. So I'm blocking by his bicep. I'm going to bring my just give me pressure. Right? Get on toward my face. Right? So here, I'm going to use my knee to make space and bring my arm back in. Break. And I'm not going to let him get back in there. So now I have two stiff arms there, two frames. Okay? I can open my knee up again. Right? Now, look at my knee. My elbow's right underneath it again. Now I'm going to go. Head on this side. There's nothing for him to grab. He can use the whizzer, it's fine. I peel my hooks, peel it. Look how his knees, his foot is in the air and his knee is on the mat. That's what I want. Here, come up. Okay, now I can wrestle him down, right? If he keeps his whizzer, right? I can hold his leg, turn him, okay? All I did is close on his arm that he's wrapping with, okay? So if the opponent puts the whizzer in on your underhook, we'll close it and I'll roll through. I'm going to grab his ankle and roll through, okay? I'm not grabbing under his knee because I don't want him to use his foot to post. There's going to be a gap. I'm going to slide my hand under that ankle, okay? On his far side ankle, all right? What I want to focus on first is the defensive component, right? I'm going to shoot in. I'm going to have my head on the wrong side. He's going to get his bicep control on my face, so cross face, right? And I'm going to get my bottom side arm in first. Then I'm going to use my shield again. I'm going to bring it back to his hip to make space, arch my back, retrieve my underhook, both hands to the shoulder. So bicep, shoulder. And I'm going to get my back away. Okay? We're going to talk about a couple different things tonight, but this will be the first one. So here. Yeah, good. So I'm in here or here, right? I'm going to shoot. I come up here, right? Not good. Flattens me out. This is going to be a problem. So frame, knee, right? So my lift up. My knee was out. I'm going to retract it, put it back in on his hip. So he's still crushing my face. Get my arm in. Arm in. Create distance, right? Get away from him. Arching my back away. I'm not going to stay coiled in here. Arch, make space. Now he's going to be trying to grab. He's doing something with his hand. Bring my shield up, right? This hand might come up to mine. He's trying to pummel. Okay, I don't care. Follow it. Notice no thumb. If he gets that hand inside, I lose. Okay? Like this. Monkey paw grip. Follow it. Just going to track his arm. Fold my elbow in. Don't let him get inside it. Okay? Now he cannot get to my head. Make space. Shoot. Look at my head. It's on the near side shoulder. Okay? I take my right hook. Catch his heel. Switch. I peel. I'm not ripping his knee open. I'm just getting the surface area of his leg off the mat. Come up. right? If he whizzers, I can roll under. Otherwise, I'll pull the knee tap him over, okay? So if he's not holding the whizzer, he's just on my back, knee tap him. If he holds the whizzer hard, right? I go for the knee tap, he's gonna adjust, I block. So I take my hand from his waist and I grab his inner thigh. Left hand, dive under. Come up behind him, okay? That make sense? If your arm's long enough, or you can keep the back and close your elbow on his arm, that's okay too. The goal is if I trap his whizzer arm, he can't post if I roll underneath. Does that make sense? So I'll show the defensive part one more time and then you guys can go. What's that? Oh, well, I'll talk about that later, but yes. So just the prime component here, guys, is I want to work on this. This is the problem I'm talking about. Not necessarily the sweep, right? So when I come up, right, I messed up. Now I'm flat. So I got to get it back, right? He's a lot of pressure on my face, right? No good. Knee in, arm in, make space. Be tight.
Okay, be tight.
Good. I'm good. Break. Here, right? Now I'm away, okay? I can hold him with that knee shield, okay? And as he settles, I can get back into my half guard. Here, okay? Now I'm gonna go right to it, okay? Head on the inside, not towards his outside arm. Heel my foot. Come up from there. Does that make sense? So let's drill that. Focus on the defensive component of it first. Once we come up, then we'll sweep. We'll sweep a choice from there. All right? Get your partners. 1, 2, 3. One more thing. I'm going to answer Daniel's question here real quick. He said, what happens if they kind of press in with their shoulder and kind of, for lack of a better term, smack you in the face when you shoot up for that underhook, right? Even if, and you're saying even when I do it on the right side.
Yeah, even on the correct, like okay. From the correct
All
side.
right,
yeah.
so we'll talk about that first, and then I'll get into this last thing. We're just going to build back to close guard from that position, okay? So we'll start with Daniel's question first. So when I'm in here, so what he's saying is what happens when he just smashes me when I shoot up, right? So I come up here and he smashes, right? So part of that is making space. Number one, making the space. So not just, which is why sometimes, again, strong guy that knows how to play half guard himself, right? So he already knows what I'm doing. So if I shoot from here, he's just gonna smash me in the mouth, right? He's gonna boom, right, yeah, right in my face, right? And whether it's this arm or this arm, he's gonna smash me, right? So what I wanna do is, even if I'm down here, I'm gonna play the higher shield, right? So I'm here, right? He's pressuring me, right? Whatever he's trying to do. I'm gonna open this space, right? And when I sit up, I'm turning the corner, okay? I'm not sitting right into his chest. I'm gonna sit up here. And then I turn, right? So notice I'm not here where he smashes me, right? I'm here. I open the elbow, okay? So now if he tries to push me really hard, right? I've built up to that elbow. Switch my feet, here, right? Now I move. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to sit up and turn the corner.
Yeah.
Right? My ear or my temple right there in front of his shoulder. If I shoot from long distance, meaning my knee low, you can do it if they're not seeing it coming. But if he sees it coming, he's just going to meet me halfway and smash me. Okay, your question.
Can you show the coyote from, like, turn where you're facing, your feet are facing the camera?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just, that coyote's so important, you know?
Yeah, I'll show that and then we'll get into the last thing. All right, so we're here. I make space. See how I turn the corner. I'm out to the side. I switch my feet. Notice, I don't do this. That's death. You can't do that. Okay? So I sit up. I'm already here, right? I cover the ankle and then I retract. And notice how I have my foot tight. You can't just pull his leg out of here. Okay? Now I build up to my hand. Right? All right, just peel this back. Come out. Okay?
If you don't pinch it here, they will get out of here.
Yes, I cannot, when I transfer those feet, I can't take the left off and then put the right in.
Right.
The right has to come over the top. I have to pull the left out. if I don't cover it first, he will just either stand up and knee cut me or stand up and circle like he just, or shift his hips like he did and just flatten me out. Does that make sense? Okay. Last part. So I'm gonna build back, so I don't have to have been playing half guard to do this. He could have passed my guard and I defended and got half guard back and I'm flat. Not in a good spot, right? So when I'm in that bottom half guard flattened out position, we're gonna build up the same way, but now I'm gonna go to close guard from here. Okay, so we have a lot of options on how we could play that. I could play it with the same frames. I can end up getting an overhook or something. Well, I'll talk about that here in a second. Go back up a little bit. Okay, so either a shot and flattens me out, no good, right? So just frame, yeah, he's flat. Yeah. Makes me, just stay tight.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Just stay tight. So, because I saw this weekend more than once, okay? Now, make space right here. So I'm playing half guard here, right? Up here is fine. Either of these. If he continues to pressure me, I'm not done here, right? This is fine. This is actually a very good use for this, right? I'm gonna load all this weight on my knee. I'm framing here. See how my leg just came out? Okay, and I'll turn it into my close guard. So, if I'm a guy where I'm better from that close guard position, or, man, maybe you're just 5 matches deep and you're tired. And man, that's just not working. It's time to do something else. I don't have to play close guard, but I can get the close guard. I can go play half lasso, collar sleeve, all these different things from there, right? And build up to a new guard position, as opposed to trying to make that transition from half. Does that make sense? So I want you to focus on that. And then what you play from there doesn't necessarily matter, but I want to go right to a sweep. All right? So I'll give you an example. And I'll just probably do it from close guard just to keep it not too crazy. So here he's got me flat, no good, right? Cross face, he's turning my head, no good, right? Frame, knee in, tight there. I want it believable, at least marginally believable.
I would back off at this point.
Yeah. But no, but see, a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So he's still trying to get it. Here, right? Now I'm there. Make space, right? So now, if he starts to pressure into me like he was, that's okay. I'm using that, like that Z-guard hook, that knee in here. Okay? I can still arch, right? I can wrap the arm, right? So I lift up a little higher your head. See how my knees are kind of touching together? I've created kind of like a frame here. I can be framing here, or I can overhook. In this case, I'm going to overhook. Now I'm going to use that pinch between my legs to scissor myself back into that close guard position. Okay? And what he does from here is going to determine kind of where I go. Here. Right? So now if he stays on his knees, it's fine. If his knees didn't go down, I could turn it right to a sweep. So if he was still here, right, where do I go? I switch my feet. Right? Okay? Does that make sense? It doesn't matter where we go. I could go to close guard and reset up into a whole new guard. I don't care. But I want to be able to get myself out of that position and rebuild to a new position. Instead of trying to, so many times we get stuck in this, it's close-minded, but it's what it is you're tired and frustrated in a lot of cases. You don't know where to go, and you're just trying to get it all back in one move instead of building ourselves back up to another position that we could work from. Does that make sense? Anybody need to see it one more time? Yes, one more time. All right. So again, the sweep at the end doesn't matter. Try to transition yourself to something you could use, okay? So I shoot in, I'm flat, no good, right? Knee, pressure, right? Get myself back. He's pressuring me, that's fine. Use the knee, make space. Okay? Right? That's fine. Close his arm. The side bend. Flower sweep, something like that. Could be anything, doesn't matter. Make sense? All right, try that out. Finish out on that. 1, 2, 3.